Ohai. Rokiskis. The city in the northeast of Lithuania, the administrative center of Rokiskis district in the Panevėžys county. The historic center of the city is included in the Register of Cultural Values of the Republic of Lithuania, is protected by the state. Rokiskis is known for the cheeses. Now in Rokiskis, the office of the largest Lithuanian producer of dairy products, Rokiskio Sūris, is located. It is located on border with Latvia. In 158 came from Vilnius, 165 from Kaunas, and in 63 came from Utena. The railway station on the Panevėžys-Daugavpils line. Through the city the Laukiup River flows. In 6 came the Memel River originates from the city. According to a census of 2011 from inhabitants 13214. 92.08%. Lithuanians 901. 6.28%. Russians 56. 0.39%. Poles 37. 0.26%. Belarusians 35. 0.24%. Ukrainians 108. 75%. Other. The name is output from a name or a surname of Rokas. The earliest mention of the estate Rokiskis in written sources treats 1499 and is connected with the privilege of the Grand Duke Alexander about the cabin of the wood. The first mention of parish church in this place belongs to 1500. As the city is mentioned in 1516. In 1523 I became the property of Princes Kruszyński. I was in Grand Duchy of Lithuania as a part of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. In 1655-1660 during Northern War the city strongly suffered from the Swedish army. In 1715 owners Rokiskis of steel of the column of Tyzengozina who transferred an entailed property from Postav here. Till the 18th century the city was created according to the radical plan. In the 1770 it is reorganized according to the principles of classical planning. Near an old radial part the new correct rectangular network of streets with the rectangular market square in the center was created. The composite axis of city ensemble. Length about 2 km. Passes across the territory of the palace estate with ponds on the parties, through the oblong market square with the building of malls and becomes isolated big neo-Gothic church. Presumably, creation of ensemble belongs to the architect Laurynas Stukagutskevičius. In the 19th century at the initiative of Ignati Tyzenhausen in Rokiskis malls, hotel, brewery, brickworks, a mill, hospital, school were constructed. At the Third Partition of Poland in 1795 I departed to the Russian Empire. Till 1843 I was a part of the Wileński province. In 1843 the town as a part of the Nowoandrowski county was transferred to the educated Kawęcki province. Significant growth in the town began in 1873 after construction of the railway line Winsk-Libowa which passed through Rokiskis. At the end of the 19th century 300 inhabitants lived in Rokiskis. In 1897 the number of the Jewish population was 75%. There were a Catholic church, a synagogue, almshouse, school, brewery. In 1868-1885 at the expense of Reinhold Tiesenhausen and Maria Szczestitskaya Tiesenhausen Street. Matthijs Church is constructed. In 1878 in a manor Rokiskis at the initiative of Maria Szczestitskaya Tiesenhausen was created children's music school at which classics of the Lithuanian music got music education. Petraskas, Bayou. Talakyalpsha, Bayou. Brugdis, etc. Till 1903 directed school Rudolf Lyman. During World War I from summer of 1915 to 1918 it was occupied by the German army. Most of Jews of the city ran to the internal regions of Russia. Since 1916 I became the administrative center of the county. After the end of war until 1940 I was instructor of Lithuania. Repeatedly I acquired the rights of the city in 1920. In 1923 the Jewish community of Rokiskis totaled 13 people. In 1928 the plant of agricultural machinery was created. By 1930 in the city there were about 130 shops, 15 banks and commercial institutions, 9 small plants and 28 workshops, a dairy farm, 3 elementary schools, a gymnasium, the Jewish religious school, school of needlework and cookery for girls, hospital, library, 2 bookstores, movie theater. In 1931 on the central square before a church the monument devoted to the 10th anniversary of independence of Lithuania. Sculptor R. Antinis was open. Since 1940 is a part of the Lithuanian Sir. In the period of 1940, 1941 and 1944, 1953 of 155 inhabitants were deported. In 1940 the manor Rokiskis was nationalized. In the main building of the estate the Museum of Local Law was placed. During the Great Patriotic War on June 27, 1941 it was occupied by the German army. Since June 1941 Einsatzgruppe began executions of the Jewish population, communists and the Soviet prisoners of war. On August 15-16, 1941, according to the report of Eger, 3207 Jews, guerrillas and communists were killed. The remained Jews were deported in a ghetto in Ionishkis and killed there. On July 31, 1944 the city was freed by troops of the First Baltic Front during the Sialier operation. Since 1950 I was the center of Rokiski district of the Lithuanian Sir. Since 1991 as a part of Lithuania. Since 1993 is the center of the Rokiski city Starostvo. In 1993 the coat of arms and a flag of the city were approved. The same year the historic center of the city was included in the Register of Cultural Values of the Republic of Lithuania. In 1999 in honor of the 500th anniversary of the city at Independence Square the monument the Arch was established. Authors of the project Leona Zulks, Chedemina Zulks, Eliana Buchiut and Ilada Markivate. Economy. In the 19th century the manor Rokiskis was one of the suppliers of a flax fiber, a Lyanian hemp seed, largest in Lithuania. In Soviet period the skilled and experimental plant of farm vehicles, the cheese-making plant, cannery and the plant of compound feeds, garment factory worked. During the period from 1965 to 1985 in Rokiskis, the airport from which regular flights to Vilnius were made worked. Now in Rokiskis, the office of the largest Lithuanian producer of dairy products, Rokiskis, is located. Rokiskis grew from the small company founded in 1925 on the basis of a dairy farm of a man Artisan Gozanov. In 1964 the cheese-making plant was constructed. Other important enterprise is the Rokiski engineering plant, making agricultural machinery. Sites: Neo-Gothic Church of St. Matvey. It is constructed in 1877, internal furniture is finished in 1885. Rokiski Chapel, Estate Rokiskis, House of Dolls, the Central City Park of Longinas Shiapki. Culture and education. In the city 1 gymnasiums and 2 pro-gymnasiums, 3 kindergartens, Jozasakali Tisa library. Besides the branch of the Panevėžys College, the former Rokiski School of Culture, Rokiski School of Technologies, Business and Agriculture, the center of training of adults and youth work in the city. Since 1932 in the city the Museum of Local Law works. Takes place in the main building of the estate Rokiskis. In the city there is an amateur theatre. In Rokiskis there take place 2 theatre festivals, the National Festival of Theatres of the Republic and the International Interampa Festival. Famous inhabitants and natives. Algirdas Brazauskas is the Lithuanian statesman, the President of the Republic of Lithuania. 1993-1998. The Prime Minister of the Republic of Lithuania. 2001-2006. Bronius Bružas is the Lithuanian artist vitraschist. Jolanta Baivilyutaitė is the Lithuanian basketball player. Loreta Grashanin, the political and public figure of Lithuania. Monika Mironait is the Lithuanian theatrical actress. Yakovs Mashkevich is the Soviet military leader. Ravvydas Stanis is the Lithuanian athlete, the jumper in height. Anthony Erbs is the Bishop of the Roman Catholic Church. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.